Hey there, everybody. James Caulfield here, pastor of Rock Springs Baptist Church in beautiful Chambers County, Alabama. Thank you for stopping by and checking out this video. If you enjoy it, hit the subscribe button, pass the word on to some other people if you think that they might profit from it or enjoy it as well. Today, we're going to go 3 for 5 with life. If you're like me, there have been times when you've observed the unfolding of life. When you've just sat back and you've watched the events of life unfold, the sunrise, the sunset, seasons change, seasons come, seasons go. Perhaps you've even watched as people are born, they live, they work, and then they go the way of all the other who have lived upon this earth. They pass away. In watching this, perhaps you've asked yourself, what's the purpose behind this? What is the meaning? It all seems so redundant, so empty, so devoid of any lasting legacy or lasting significance. If you've ever asked those questions, you're not alone. I've asked them. Countless philosophers, poets, kings, emperors, leaders, and even laymen have asked those questions. Today, as we go 3 for 5 with life, we're going to look at the words of another individual who've asked that question as well. His name was Solomon. Solomon wrote a book in the Old Testament that's called the Book of Ecclesiastes. And in that book, he's observing life and he's giving us his observations. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1 tells us that he was king of Jerusalem, that he was the son of David, and that he looked at life. He looked at the changing of the seasons, the rising and the setting of the sun, the rising and the falling of individuals even. And he came to this conclusion: vanity is empty, it's devoid of meaning. And he set his life to discover the meaning of life. He looked for it in 3 areas. The first, as we go 3 for 5, is this: the pursuit of purpose. He pursued purpose in 3 areas. The first being wisdom. He figured if he could gain knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, then perhaps as he knew how the world worked, perhaps he could discover the why the world worked. The next is pleasure. He tells us that he withheld nothing from himself: wine, women, song, even the pleasures of the flesh, as he says he's had all of the desires of men. We know what that would mean. The third is work. He figured if he could work, if he could build a legacy, and he could do more than anyone else, then he would find purpose there. But now we come to the result of that. With the result of the seeking of wisdom, the result of the seeking of pleasure, and the result of the seeking of meaning through work, Solomon says this: it is vanity. Vanity of vanities. It's the chasing after the wind. As you hear the wind blow, it's like you're pursuing it, and even if you catch it, what are you going to do with it? Can you hold on to the wind? Of course not. You get something and it slips through your fingers. But he also said this: it leads to bitterness, to despair. As he looked at his work, he says, I hated it. I hated what I accomplished. Have you ever met someone who's just bitter about life? Solomon says one of the reasons he hated it is this: because the more you get, the more you want. And not only is it the more you get, the more others want, it's this: others want what you have. And then when you die and you leave it behind, you don't know what those who inherit it are going to do. But Solomon said there's hope. Here's the hope. He finds the purpose and the meaning of life in this: remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Why in the days of your youth? Because in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, he paints a beautiful yet troubling picture of what happens when you get older. How your body begins to break down and time just has its way with you. And at the end of that beautiful depiction, beautiful yet troubling depiction of what happens when your body begins to get older, he reminds us of something as well. Not only will time have its way with your body and with all of your faculties, you will eventually go the way of all of the earth. And you and I eventually will end up in a place like this. And that picture he paints is this: remember your Creator in the days of your youth, before the silver cord is broken, before the golden bowl is shattered, before the pitcher is smashed and the wheel stops turning and the soul returns to its Creator. Remember your Lord. And the meaning of life is this: fear God and obey Him. Fear God and serve Him. Find your purpose, your fulfillment, and your meaning through the Lord Jesus Christ. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button, please. Pass the word on to those that you think might enjoy it and might find some use in it. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you and cause His face to shine upon you.